So you want to learn to play, huh? Well, let me teach you so you can teach your friends and family. This is Vale of Eternity.
In Vale of Eternity, players will be looking to tame monsters, sell them for profit, and summon others in hopes of acquiring the best monster team. Begin by setting the game board and the scoring board in the center of the table. Take the round marker and place it on the 1 space, where you will be keeping track of each round as the game progresses. Hand each player a set of 1 scoring marker, 2 player markers, and 1 player tile. The player who most recently seen a reptile goes first. Hand them the first player marker and place their scoring marker on the 1 space of the scoring track. Then proceeding clockwise around the table, each player places their scoring marker on the next available space on the scoring track. Set out magic stones in piles off to the side and give the deck of cards a good shuffle, and you are ready to play. The Vale of Eternity is broken up into rounds, and the round in which a player attains 60 or more points, or at the end of the 10th round, will trigger the end of the game. The player with the most points will be the winner. Each round is divided up into 3 phases: hunting, action, and resolution. In the hunting phase, players will take turns reserving a pair of cards to use in the actions phase. Start by revealing a number of cards equal to twice the number of players. So in a 2-player game, reveal 4 cards, then sort them by their family and place them in the matching zones around the game board. Then, starting with the first player and proceeding clockwise around the table, each player will choose 1 card and place their player marker on top of it. Once everyone has placed one of their markers, in reverse turn order, they will place their second player marker until every card has a token on it. Players may never place their marker on a card that already has a marker on it.
Next is the actions phase. Players will take turns taking as many actions in any combination and in any order they choose. Once a player runs out of actions or decides to stop taking actions, play proceeds to the next player in clockwise order, and so on until all players have taken a turn.
The actions a player may take are sell a card, tame a card, summon a card, and remove a card. To sell a card, retrieve one of the cards with your player markers on it. Discard the card to a discard pile, and take the magic stones depicted on the game board, matching the family of the card. The keyword family relates to the 5 different card types: fire, water, earth, wind, and dragon.
Magic stones are quite restrictive. You may never have more than 4 at a time, you may not make change, and you cannot overpay. Also, you cannot consolidate to make room for more stones. For instance, I wouldn't be able to trade in these 3 1 stones for this 3 value stone. Also, if you ever have to take more than you can keep, just know you can choose which ones to discard.
To tame a card, simply choose one of the cards with your player markers on it. Take the marker back and take the card into your hand.
There is no hand limit, so you can keep as many cards as you like. However, you'll really want to summon cards to score points.
To summon a card, choose a card in your hand and pay the cost in the top left of the card and place it in a tableau in front of you. You are free to overpay, but remember, you will not receive change.
There are a few requirements and restrictions before summoning cards, however. The first is that you can only have as many cards in front of you equal to the round number. Also, you must be able to complete the entire card text. For instance, if you have to discard a card, there must be a card available for you to discard.
The meat of the game revolves around these really cool cards and the effects and combos they offer the players. Let's go over the symbols and effects you can run into in your game. There are 3 total symbols in the game: instant, permanent, and active effects. Instant effects will trigger immediately after you summon them. Permanent effects will trigger explicitly when the card says, and active effects will trigger once each round in the resolution phase, which we will cover next.
Another important keyword that doesn't actually have a symbol is recover. This means to take a summoned card back into your hand. Some cards will tell you which card to recover, but if it doesn't, then it recovers itself. Also, you'll want to keep the rulebook handy because it has a bunch of keywords and effects that could be useful during your gameplay.
The last action a player can take is remove a card. Since you may only have a number of cards in front of you equal to the round number, removing a card allows a player to make room for more cards. To remove a card, pay the cost in magic stones equal to the round number and discard a card in front of you.
The last phase is the resolution phase, where players must activate all of their active effects. Starting with the first player, they will take turns using each active effect once, and in any order they choose. Once all the players have taken a turn resolving these effects, the resolution phase ends.
After the resolution phase, check to see if either endgame condition has been met, either by one player scoring 60 or more points, or if that round was the 10th round. If not, proceed to the next round. Pass the first player marker to the player on the left and advance the round marker. If instead the game end trigger has been met, the game ends and the player with the most points wins. In case of a tie, the player with the most summoned cards wins, and if there is still a tie, then those players will share the victory.
And that's it. If you have any questions about rules discrepancies, the best place to ask them would be over at the games page on Board Game Geek. Otherwise, if you enjoyed this and found this video helpful, make sure to give us a like and subscribe to The Missing Component. Thanks, and I'll see you next time. Peace.